honorable speakers, presiding officers, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Let me also join my colleague who has just left the podium to thank the Indian authorities, primarily the Prime Minister, but also the Speaker of the Lok Sabha for their hospitality. We have been very well received. Thank you so much. It is a great pleasure to be here in New Delhi with you for the opening of the 28th Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth. I am very pleased to see so many of you and some familiar faces, including colleagues who we met recently at the World Conference of Speakers of Parliament in Geneva last July. I am honored to be here representing the Interparliamentary Union, the global organization of parliaments. For more than 130 years, the IPU has believed in parliamentary diplomacy and in the role of parliaments in promoting peace, democracy, sustainable development, and so many other issues. I am also grateful to our hosts for bringing us together at such an important moment. Dear colleagues, dear friends, we meet at a critical moment. The year 2026 has begun with concerning developments that put forth a painful reminder of how fragile and uncertain the international environment has become. At the international level, multilateralism is increasingly judged not by the values it upholds, but by how quickly it reacts or how visible its actions appear. Patience, compromise, and long-term cooperation often struggle to compete with demands for immediate results. Quiet diplomacy, careful negotiation, and consensus building can seem slow in a world that rewards urgency and spectacle, even though these are precisely the qualities that have sustained international cooperation over time. Similar doubts are being cast on democracy itself. Many citizens question whether democratic institutions can still respond effectively to their concerns, whether they can deliver fairness, stability, and opportunity in a rapidly changing world. When expectations rise faster than institutions can adapt, frustration grows. And when trust weakens, the very foundations of democratic life begin to feel uncertain. These pressures are not separate. They mirror one another. The doubts we hear about multilateralism on the global stage echo the doubts we hear about democracy at home. In both cases, institutions are expected to move faster, to be more visible, to deliver immediate answers. And in both cases, the quieter work of dialogue, procedure, and compromise is too often and too easily mistaken for weakness. This is why, dear colleagues, dear friends, our meeting here matters, and matters now. Conferences like this, one sits precisely at the intersection of these pressures. As speakers and presiding officers, you operate where domestic democracy meets international cooperation. You confront the same forces that challenge both multilateralism and democracy alike, namely polarization, technological disruption, declining trust in institutions, and rising expectations from our constituents. over many years, I have seen how IPU assemblies bring together parliaments from every region and tradition, with 183 member parliaments and still counting. We are truly a global organization. And again and again, we are reminded that while our contexts may differ, our challenges are increasingly shared. This is what gives real value to gatherings such as this one. They allow us to listen to one another, to exchange experiences, and to learn how others are navigating these difficult times. In other words, they give us the space to step back from our daily responsibilities and reflect on the deeper meaning of parliamentary leadership, because common problems require common solutions. The topics we will talk about in the next few days are very important. We will discuss intelligence, social media, citizen participation, and the well-being and security of our members in our parliaments, but also staff. All these things make us ask this question: how can we make sure that democratic institutions stay strong and trusted in a world that is changing so fast? But I think, dear colleagues, dear friends, that this is also a question that reaches beyond our national institutions and speaks directly to the international order we are part of. As the conference begins, I hope it offers not only reflection, but also direction of where we would want to go, considering the challenges that we go through, that the world is facing, and what we have just witnessed at the beginning of this year. I look forward, dear colleagues, to the discussions ahead and to the insights that we will shape together that are going to shape the entire parliamentary community of the world. And IPU is ready to listen, to learn, and to take at IPU what we will hear, what we will learn from here. I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson, for your thoughtful address and also for emphasizing the importance of strengthening the bridge between the global parliamentary institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Shri Om Birla Ji, Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha and Chairperson of the 28th CSPOC, to deliver his address.